Usually people like asking you, oh, you can come and stay at mine, but then as soon as you go to their place, they're like wanting something. No, I'm not like that. But then they turn like nasty with you because you're not having sex. It is hard to be lost to come on the streets. You do get a lot of perverts always asking for sex and things. But if I take drugs to get to know people, I can't see any relationship working when you're on the streets, both of you together. It's not going to work. But you've got to have a drink when you're on the streets anyway, because it's like horrible. It's hard.
I think my last question is kind of like, what would you say is like the hardest thing about being on the street? What was your name again?
Kelly.
Kelly? Okay, I'll make sure that I'm pointing it at you. Okay, so Kelly.
So this goes on their telly?
No, it doesn't go on the telly. It'll sharing it on YouTube, so it's a documentary for that.
So Kelly, how long have you... Yeah. So how long have you been on the streets, Kelly?
Even when I was in Newcastle.
Yeah. It's in Newcastle first.
Yeah, you're a YouTuber.
Newcastle
First. I
first.
was on the streets up there.
Yeah.
And then I came down here. I like it down here because people are friendly and all that. So I've stayed down here. But if I take drugs to get to know people, it's just like a vicious circle, really.
Yeah.
So one thing I wanted to ask, so how did you end up homeless? So you started off homeless in Newcastle, how did you end up homeless?
Because when I was in Newcastle, I had a flat. And I started letting people in because I'm too stupid. Letting people in my flat and then get evicted after 12 months.
You had a flat and you were letting homeless people stay because they didn't have anywhere to go.
Did your landlord not like that? Did he kick you out?
It was the council because people were like knocking on my door and the neighbours were like complaining. But I sorted all my flat out lovely. And then after 12 months the council asked us to leave. I'd done it all out, top to bottom, thinking that this is going to be my home now. And then after 12 months, just evicted again. Now I'm going to try and get a place down here. I've got to go up to council, sit there for hours on end, and then wait for a decision if they can get us anywhere. So that comes to about tea time, so you spend all day in there, then they can't get you nowhere. It's me being from Newcastle, they say, oh, we can't help you basically because you've got no family ties.
Sure.
But you've got to live on the streets for a year before they can help you. You have to take drugs again to get to know people, because if you just stay by yourself, don't get to know people, then you're stuck in there. So
Can I just ask something?
Yeah, sure.
Was it hard to get a position which you're right now?
Some lasses, if you've been a girl, some lasses like lower themselves to prostitution. And I've always said I'd rather beg on the streets than lower myself. If I would lower myself to prostitution, I'd rather kill myself.
In 5 months, what do you see yourself?
Probably in the same boat.
Eh?
Probably still in the same boat here.
Even though you're trying to get off the streets, you feel like you're probably going to be stuck here.
I just want to understand a bit more like what it's like being a woman on the streets, because I think that would probably come with additional difficulties.
Yeah, you always get like people who's on the streets like trying to get into you type of thing, want to be your girlfriend. I can't see any relationship working when you're on the streets, both of you together. It's not going to work. So you do get a lot of perverts always asking for sex and things. It is hard to be lost to come on the streets. That's why I think some lasses turn like lesbian, so they don't get pressured off other lads. Usually people like asking you, oh, you can come and stay at mine, but then as soon as you go to their place, they're like wanting something. No, I'm not like that. But then they turn like nasty with you because you're not having sex. Excuse me, you just dropped something.
It's very kind for you to look out for people like that.
I always do. I put everybody else first apart from myself. My mental health goes through the roof. Now I'm starting to drink again. Like if I was not drinking, I wouldn't be able to talk to anyone. I feel like embarrassed.
Oh. Okay, so basically, like you would struggle to beg and to speak to strangers if you didn't have any drink.
Have a drink, then it gives us the courage to ask people.
To ask people for money?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
is it shyness, or do you feel a bit embarrassed to ask people?
Embarrassed, basically.
what do you think about it makes you feel embarrassed?
Just everything. I'd rather wait until it gets dark. So like hardly no one says. But you've got to have a drink when you're on the streets anyway, because it's like horrible. It's hard.
Yeah.
Everyone who's on the streets is on drugs or drink.
And you're working on a crossword at the moment. Is this something that you normally like to do to kind of...
Yes, Sudoku.
Sudoku. Ah, the numbers.
Yeah.
You seem quite good at them. Like
When I was looking at them, like you told me one of them was what was it, a solid block, 5 letters for a crossword, and I didn't know what it was.
but then you
Brick.
got it very quickly. You're like, brick.
Yeah. And I never went to school or anything. I just learned myself how to read.
So do those help you pass the time, I guess?
Yeah, just sitting here. I've been here since 11 o'clock. Now it's 2 o'clock.
Have people given you much money in that?
I've got 10 off here, some foreign person walked past. I didn't ask him when the change, I was doing a crossword. And he just said, excuse me, there's 2 fivers. It's basically foreigners that give you money, not English people.
Wow, so foreign people tend to be more more kind, more generous than English people.
Ask English people and they're just like, no.
I think my last question is kind of like, what would you say is like the hardest thing about being on the streets?
In the cold weather.
Cold weather. Yeah. Is that particularly when you're trying to sleep or just like
When it's like
always?
raining, that doesn't make
Rain.
sense.
Yeah.
Because the council seem to be shutting like all little like doorways off so people can't sleep rough and so there's nowhere to sleep. Council just moves you on, police move you on. I don't
Wow,
know.
so even when it's pouring with rain, everyone will move you on so you can't stay somewhere.
Like when it's nice, like if I was in here, it was raining now, I'd probably just get told to move because it's raining.
But my worry is like if they move you when it's wet, then you might not have somewhere to go at that point, so then you get soaked and then you wouldn't be able to get dry again.
Then you've got quilts and all that and everything gets soaking wet. Even when you go to St. Anne's, it's like for homeless people and that. You go in there for your breakfast. But even there, they can't give you sleeping bags because the council's complaining that people are leaving their sleeping bags so they're soaking wet. They're trying to say don't give tents out because they're not homeless and stop giving them sleeping bags. So it's a homeless charity place. They're getting to the council. People decide to be homeless, it's their fault. Basically the council, that's what they're trying to say. That we choose to be homeless.
Where do you normally stay?
We're wrong really because you get told to move all the time. Like people who try to get in contact with us can't get in contact with us because I do now myself where I'm going to be. I've got no address, I've got a phone but it's always run out of charge. Lost my bag yesterday with all my belongings in again.
That's one of the reasons why it must be almost impossible to get a job if you never know where you're going to be, you can't do anything.
Contact us or nothing. Like they can't send letters because I've got no address, I've got no email, so they can't contact us really.
A few years' time, I'm guessing you're hoping to be off the street.
Trying. I don't know how long that's going to be.
I wish you all the best. Wish you all the best, Kelly.
Click here to watch the full documentary.